Daddy. Time to change. You're tuned in. Players Circle Podcast. More bounce to the ounce, and I say what counts. Don't no one, and I do mean no one, go home till the fat man gets it in. What's happening, chocolate people? Players and playettes. And you know what to do? Play on. Let me check something real quick. Get it. Woo! Justin Bieber, appreciate it, brother. Thank you. What's up, Triple T Kill? Ty Cromwell, what's cracking? Brown Sauces, what's up, man? Yeah, it's all good, my brother. I love you, man. Welcome to another edition of Player Circle, where we talk dating and relationships, but we decided to do something a little different. We decided to give credit and pay homage where homage is due. You dig it? Can you dig it? Prince, the man behind the mask. You know, we're not going to sit here and rehash this man's career song by song. I merely want to maybe shed some light on some things that were at play during his lifetime, especially once he blew up. You digs? So what I am going to also talk about is some of the things that were going on behind the scenes. I think that might be one thing you want to glean from this broadcast. You dig? I'm looking at this thing on Yahoo News here. I don't know if you guys saw this, but a young brother in Pittsburgh got killed, and by another individual, one of these individuals, and they got a picture of the black folks celebrating. And I was like, well, how could they make a mistake like this? Because on the caption it says that the white police officer was acquitted. But it got a picture of black folks celebrating. And I was wondering if that was just a slip. And then I forgot the type of people we dealing with. And I realized it's not. Because why would they be celebrating after another one of these individuals killed another unarmed black person? And I'm just saying, you know, these people disrespect on a daily basis. And most of the time we don't even catch it. We don't even catch it. Because I barely caught it. I mean, my intention is to give you the best content and make sure I do our brother Prince justice on shining a light on some things that you may not know. But I had to say something about this because I know if I didn't, I probably wouldn't talk about it at all. And this needs to be talked about. Yeah, this definitely needs to be talked about. You digs? Anyway, it's, the one thing about one thing I noticed is that a lot of times the backstory on a lot of these artists is just as interesting as their career decisions and the amounts of money they made, as well as what they brought to the table. A lot of people don't know that Prince's daddy who was married to his mama, they didn't get along. And then Prince's daddy was a struggling jazz musician, but he also worked at 3M. The 3M company is headquartered in St. Paul, Minnesota. So I never lived on the St. Paul side. It's just dead over there. It's like a total. St. Paul and Minneapolis are two different cities. They couldn't be more different. You got a lot more Asians over there, which, I ain't got no problem with that. You got a lot more. Now, a couple of the suburbs of St. Paul, real nice. St. Paul's more country. It's more country than Minneapolis, although there are some spots over there worth checking out. But a lot of times, people that live deep in St. Paul, who have deep St. Paul roots, like those guys in Mint Condition, the band Mint Condition, they from St. Paul. A lot of people didn't understand that St. Paul and Minneapolis are only separated by the Mississippi River. So you really don't leave another city to go, basically you do when you cross that county, you cross into Ramsey County from Hennepin County. Geographically, I guess you could say, as far as a perimeter is concerned, proximity is concerned, you could say that they're two different cities, but culturally they're different. St. Paul people are a lot more laid back than Minneapolis people. Minneapolis people tend to be more extra. Anyway, and by the way, to donate today, thank everybody that donated already. Thank you. If you can donate via the Cash App, you can donate free through the Cash App. My Cash App ID. Let me put that in the chat room one more time. You can hit me on Cash App. That's my Cash App ID. Or you can donate your $10 at AskTheIceman.com. Scroll down to the donate button and make that move. You digs? So please do that today. No doubt, no doubt. Oh, no doubt, Triple T kill. Oh, wow. I didn't read that in the article. Wow. Anyway, Prince's dad was a good musician. To give you just an idea of Prince's, how, to see how cold-blooded Prince was, his dad was one of the best piano players. So you have to understand something. Prince's parents were born in the late 20s. And then, too, his daddy, I think his daddy might have been doing a little drinking. And so his dad started getting bitter. So when his marriage ended with Prince's mom, Prince was like, Prince went to go live with his mother first. And his mother remarried, and dude was nasty toward Prince. He didn't lay hands on him, but he used to make him stay in his room, only to come out to shower and eat. So Prince was really getting the business early in life. And so that's when he started trying to learn them different instruments. He already knew how to play the piano. That's why I tell people, they always say, Prince, guitarist Prince. And like, Prince is a keyboard player that learned how to play guitar later. That's the first instrument he had contact with. And his so they got a divorce. So for years he would stay in his room and he would learn how to play all those different instruments. That's how he learned. Then he went to go live with his daddy. And around 13, Prince was dating this little girl, messing around with this little girl, took her back to the house and was digging her out. And his daddy came home and was like, you got to get out. That's why you hear it in the song, The Stick. By the time, you say, I've been driving, baby, since the age 13. I'm the baddest driver you ever seen. That's where that come from. And so what his dad did is he made him leave the house. And Prince would bounce from relative to friend to relative's house, sleeping on their couches until he ended up at Andre Simone's house, or Andre Simon Anderson, better known as Andre Simone. That's how he ended up there. Now, Andre Simone was just as driven as Prince was. He started off on the bass, but he taught himself how to play keyboards, guitar, drums, just like Prince did. And so what ended up happening is they would, those houses in Minneapolis got basements. So the kids, usually the boys or the boy in the family, he would stay in the basement. Those of you who are from Milwaukee and New York, if you had house, or Cleveland or Detroit, Chicago, you know what I'm talking about. That old damp ass basement that seemed creepy as hell, but when you get down there, you realize that's the best place in the house to be. Because obviously it wasn't dirty down in the basement because your cousins lived down there. So when we went back east, that's what would happen with us. We'd be like, why all these houses got basements? I'm like, damn, down south, we ain't got no basements. You dig? Northwestern Mutual, this is what our version of. So yeah, so that was the thing. So him and Prince would be playing on their instruments all night. That's all they did. So they formed a band, which is what kids did back in our day. They got in bands. Everybody played. Very few guys that I grew up with didn't know how to play no instruments. Very few. Half of them did, even if they didn't want nobody to know. We were just the more serious, which is why I still do it today. Well, to a certain degree. So Prince called his dad. This is a pivotal moment in Prince's life. His dad took care of him. He gave him money, gave him allowance every week. He went to go pick him up. He took him places, but he would always take him back over there where he was living. Because he said he was old school. He's like, you ain't gonna be getting no girls pregnant. So Prince called him and he said, son, you can't come live with me. And Prince said that he sat there, after he got out, back then they had phone booths. So he got off the phone and cried for like hours. And he said he remember there's a McDonald's right there on, I forgot the street. It's a very popular thoroughfare through North Minneapolis. And there's a Cub Foods that it's one of the few that over there you can get fried catfish and fried okra and all that kind of stuff over there at that Cub. All the other Cubs in, outside the hood, North Minneapolis, they don't sell them kind of fried products. You get fried chicken over there. Although the fried chicken you get over there at the other Cub Foods is okay, but over there, For some reason, it tastes damn near as good as fried chicken at a soul food restaurant. It's that good. So I just hate driving all the way over there because I don't usually, when I live in Minneapolis, I lived on the other side of downtown. So that was even though we talking about only a span of about 5-6 miles, it's a long 5-6 miles because that traffic is horrible. Anyway, there's a McDonald's across the street. It's still there. And Prince said he would smell the McDonald's food and he was so poor he didn't have no money to buy McDonald's. He said he would just go over there and just take a whiff. And he finally said that, he said that's what drove him to not want to, once he made up his mind, that's what he wanted to do for a career. He was like, he got his GED, and he said he graduated, got his GED at 16. He was like, I'm just going to try to do this full time. So then he ran into Owen Husney, the Jewish cat. He managed Andre Simone and Jesse Johnson when Jesse Johnson had that Be Your Man and all that stuff out. All of them went to Owen Husney. See, Owen Husney was Prince's manager throughout the first album, For You. Now he had just put the second album out, and him and Owen Husney fell out. Prince used to live over there in Edina, almost where I used to live at one time. I lived over there. Oh, Edina's like old. It's like old money, old white money, old white elegant money. Like if you want to meet a real bad, Caucasian woman, even my age, man, I see some bad ones over there in their 50s with bodies like ballerinas, going in and out some of them restaurants and bars over there. I just don't go over there because at night they police ain't as bad as Eden Prairie, but they bad. Can you guys see me? Huh? Looks like we got frozen there for a minute. Yeah, Prince was all the core instruments, guitar, bass, drums, keyboard. Couldn't nobody touch Prince on all of them. He played all of them equally as good. Believe it or not, Rick James too. A lot of people don't know how cold Rick James was. So Prince formed a couple bands, Champagne, yeah, and he was also a nasty basketball player. They say he was a pint-sized version of Stephen Curry. Blouses. Blouses. Now, Jelly Bean, that's my homeboy. The drummer in the time. That's that I know him. Jelly Bean can play the guitar too. He ain't just a drummer. Listen to that last Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis album that they did with New Edition. Like it was like 88 or 89. When I'm in Minneapolis, sometime me and my cousins will get together and go see Jelly Bean's band. Jelly Bean's band plays around there in Minneapolis. They play at like 3 different venues. And then every now and then they'll jam at they'll open for somebody over here at First Avenue, where Prince did Purple Rain. It's a very musical city. It's that whole region. Actually, believe it or not, don't let Purple Rain fool you. Minneapolis St. Paul is a big live band circuit. We're gonna get off the path for a minute. This is why I stay connected to the music industry, even though I might not be in it right this minute. If you read Dez Dickerson's book, Dez Dickerson used to be Prince's first guitar player before Wendy. Dez said back in the day, a lot of bands came through there on their way to Chicago. Or they would go to Chicago, go up to Milwaukee, then come to the Twin Cities. You understand? They got them Indian casinos there. We got a lot of Indian casinos in Minnesota, in that whole region, South Dakota, North Dakota, Iowa. They got some huge resorts. They're in the middle of nowhere. So you know you on a reservation. Sometimes you'll see ain't no signs on the interstate telling you on a Indian reservation. But these resorts are huge. And they got a bunch of rooms. So these bands, what happens is if they got a Keno, like a Keno tournament, do you know how many people come from nowhere to play in that kind of stuff? Pekino, all that kind of stuff. Some people, they dead serious about that. Them Asians, you'll be in the middle of Iowa and like you'll be somewhere like Nevada, Iowa, and you'll drive past on one of them state highways. You drive past one on one of them state highways, past an Indian reservation, on an Indian reservation. You don't even know you on there. And there'll be some in the park. It'll be a hotel casino in the middle of nowhere in cornfields. And the parking lot will be packed. And it's snowing. Well, how do I know? Because I used to drive through there tearing up ass. I had a honey in Cedar Rapids. So that's on clear on the other side of Iowa. I had women in other little towns. And their state highways are ugly. Real ugly. And this thing's starting to freeze again. Anyway, maybe I should go ahead and back this up on Facebook. That way I still got a recording of this. Anyway, maybe I should hurry up and get through this. So what ends up happening, You got a lot of live music. You got a lot of stuff popping off if you in live music around there. Now, a lot of those, oh God, here we go again. Hot damn, y'all, here we go again. Is this thing? I wonder if this is the I wonder if this is the my Wi-Fi that's making this thing do this. I might have to restart this, people. All right. Y'all hold on for a second. We might have to restart because this is yeah, this is let me restart this thing, y'all. Let's restart, okay? That way I don't want to keep stopping and starting. Yeah, let me stop this thing and then restart. Everybody hold on for a second. We'll reconvene. Let me restart my computer. Something ain't right here. All right. Y'all hang on. Don't go nowhere. I knew something wasn't right. I was like, wait a minute, why this thing keep tripping? Let me go ahead and restart this thing. Shoot, man. Really didn't want to be.